Hello everybody and welcome to my spoiler-free review on Avengers Age of Ultron. Avengers Age of Ultron is directed by Joss Whedon, who directed the first Avengers movie, which is my favorite movie of all time, and also became a global success, receiving over $1.5 billion at the box office. That is just absolutely crazy. Avengers Age of Ultron stars, get ready, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Jeremy Renner, Kobe Smulders, Samuel L. Jackson, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen, and James Spader as Ultron, who is the main villain in Avengers Age of Ultron. Avengers Age of Ultron is a sequel to Avengers, and the Avengers are back together. You know, they're kicking ass, they have great chemistry together. You know, they're all over the world in this movie, and they're all at Avengers Tower, and Tony Stark and Bruce Banner are trying to create an artificial intelligence because Tony Stark, as you see in the first Avengers movie, after the Battle of New York, he knows that the Avengers can't be everywhere at once, so he wants to create a robot army to protect the Earth whenever another invasion happens or whatever like that. And therefore, Ultron gets created. And let me tell you something, James Spader as Ultron he's amazing. That's the best way I can put it. Like, from his motion capture to the way he sounds to how he portrays the character, it's fantastic. And James Spader, he really makes Ultron fun to watch. He is menacing and he's also funny to watch as well. Like, Ultron is really funny in this movie. I thought Ultron was gonna be more menacing. Like, I thought he was gonna be more of a bad guy, but he's like another fun bad guy like Loki is. But I still think till this day Loki is still the best villain we got in the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's including in the films and in the TV shows. The action in Avengers Age of Ultron is fantastic. It's what you expect from Joss Whedon. I cannot tell you how much fun I had watching this movie. I saw it in IMAX 3D, which was amazing, and the action is just fantastic. It works really well, and it's like, if you love the action in the first Avengers movie, you're gonna love the action in this movie. And performances are spot on. I can't complain with the performances. And Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are really good in this movie. Scarlet Witch is more of an important character. As a character, she's definitely much better, but Scarlet Witch, she's really good in this movie. Elizabeth Olsen does a great job as Scarlet Witch. She's amazing. She understands the character and portrays her very well. Aaron Taylor Johnson, I loved him as Quicksilver. In my personal opinion, I like this Quicksilver more than in X-Men Days of Future Past, which I love Evan Peters. He did a fantastic job in X-Men Days of Future Past, but this Quicksilver in this movie resembles more of the Quicksilver in the comics, is more accurate, and I liked him more as a character, even though the Quicksilver is amazing in X-Men Days of Future Past, and I have nothing against him. I will say that I really did enjoy the setting of this movie. It was nice to see the Avengers go all over the world and not just like in New York City, because in the first one, in the main battle, the end battle for the first Avengers movie, it takes place in New York City, but in this one, it's all over the world. And if you read the comics, you're gonna love the Easter eggs and the references in this movie. I geeked out when I heard the characters mentioning places and saw the Easter eggs. And let me tell you something, this is my favorite Stan Lee cameo. And out of all the cameos he's made in all the Marvel films, this is definitely my favorite one. My favorite one before this one was his cameo in The Amazing Spider-Man. But this one was just absolutely funny, and I absolutely loved it. Now, Avengers Age of Ultron, I can't say, or I don't know if I like it more than the first Avengers, because the thing about the Avengers to me is that it's never been done before, where they had standalone films leading up to the Avengers, and part of the magic of the Avengers was seeing it happen on screen. To think that Joss Whedon can make a team work so well on the big screen with chemistry, balance them out, and give them enough screen time was just absolutely amazing. And he does do that in this film, but you can definitely tell that in this movie, because Joss had so much to put into this movie, and originally this movie was going to be over 3 hours long, but it got cut down to like 2 hours and 21 minutes. And Joss had a lot to do with in this movie, because he had to set up so much stuff for future films, and it does feel all over the place at some points. But I'll say this, I don't think anybody could have done it better than Joss did, because Joss really does understand these characters. He understands this universe, and he understands what can work and what doesn't work. But when you watch the film, if you really pay attention, this film, it doesn't really have the best story or plot in terms of all the MCU films, but it is a great movie overall. I really did enjoy it. I had a great time watching it. I couldn't, the cons really was just like some plots didn't end up going nowhere, and a few things didn't make sense. And if you're someone who doesn't follow up with the films and the shows, you're gonna be a little bit confused in this movie. But lucky for me, because I watch all the shows and I've seen all the movies, I understand what they mean when they put certain things in the movie and where things are going and what they're setting up for. I do understand these things. So if I had to score Avengers Age of Ultron, I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this movie. It is a fantastic film. This is a must-see movie. This is definitely one of the best films in the MCU. It's not number one for me, but it's definitely my top 5. Go see it with your friends. Go see it with your family. You have to see this movie. It's a fun, hilarious, entertaining film. And as a nerd, a geek, whatever you are, you're going to enjoy this movie a lot. So thank you very much for watching. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about Avengers Age of Ultron, if you liked it or disliked it. Who is your favorite character? What did you enjoy most about the film? Thank you very much for watching, and you guys have a great day.